As a father, you want to be fit and strong. But if you're not mobile and capable, if you can't get on and off the floor, play with your kids, what's the point? This morning, 20 minutes, 5 movements, active recovery, mobility, whatever you want to call it, fix your body. 10 seconds, starts in the paleo squat, feet underneath the hips, come on down, 3, 2, 1, go ahead. So your focus here is getting your dog out of the way, is getting those heels planted, right? That's step 1. If the heels want to lift, then that is your main priority. To either grab onto something stationary like a chair or a table or a door frame and get those heels down. Another option for that would just be, whoops, counterbalance out in front. I just drew a line on the floor there. And if needed, you could, like I could hold on to something, as I was saying, like a door frame there. From there, your next focus is trying to get those arches off the ground, right? Making sure that the knees aren't collapsing in, but that we're keeping the knees open and maintaining the arch in the foot. All right, we're moving on here to our tabletop. We got 3 more rounds after, don't worry. 3, 2, 1. So from this crab position, you're on your hands and your feet, and walk the feet out a little bit and drive the hips up to the ceiling. You can keep it there or do some cycles down and up. What we're mainly focusing on here is opening up the hips and opening up the shoulders. So you'll notice if I relax down, the shoulders come forward, whereas if I pull them back and press up, I can open up the chest and shoulders and the hips. So these are both positions or both openings that we need more and more as humans, because we sit, close the hips to the desk, drop our shoulders forward to the desk or the phone or whatever. And this is a fantastic way to counteract that. Nice active opening of the hips and the shoulders. So press up and breathe. And then our next one is the Shin Box. All right, we're gonna sit on the floor. We're gonna bring one heel into the crotch and then the other heel out to the side, trying to bring both heels right into the body. If you need, you could elevate your butt. You could sit on a block or some bumper plates or something to make this a little bit easier. And if this is not challenging, you could go and drop the chest over alternating legs. Oh, that side's gonna be hard. And then at 30 seconds, we'll switch sides. So go ahead and switch. And you're probably gonna notice that one side is easier than the other. So what I'm gonna suggest and what I'm gonna do on subsequent rounds here is spend more time on the other side. Maybe 40 seconds on one side, 20 seconds on the other. Once again, if this doesn't feel like anything, go ahead and drop the chest over the knee that has the foot at your butt. All right, and then we're moving on to our dead hang. First round, go ahead. So you can obviously just dead hang, lift the feet off the ground and hang, or keep the feet on the ground and open up the shoulders and the chest by keeping the feet behind you a little bit and pushing through. So both are good options. The goal here is to open up the thoracic spine, create some extension or some lift of the upper back. Right? Same concept as the tabletop, 30 seconds. We spend a lot of time looking down and dropping our shoulders and hunching forward. And this is an opportunity to counteract that a little bit by opening up the shoulders, opening up the upper back, opening up the lungs and the chest to become more upright, improve that posture. 10 seconds, we're going downward dog to upward dog, cycling. 5, 3, 2, 1. You can start yourself in a plank and then push the hips up towards the ceiling. You can pedal the feet out, trying to get the heels down to the ground. And then from there, shift the weight forward, flip the feet over, drop the hips a little bit, but squeeze the butt and abs and push away from the floor. Take a big breath there, squeeze the butt hard, flip the feet over, push the hips up to the ceiling. And you're thinking about bringing your head and chest back towards your knees. Take a full breath there, you can pedal it out. Let the chest come back forward. Flip the feet, push up into the floor. Squeeze the butt, squeeze the abs, and then reverse it again. You can do these faster if you want and cycle through it quicker. Personally, I like to take a second in each one. All right, so this is the end of round one. We're going back to our paleo squat in 3, 2, 1. There we go. So hanging out here and breathing. If this is uncomfortable, once again, grab a counterbalance in the form of a dumbbell or a dog. If this is easy, what you could do is cycle between this passive position and an active squat where you bring the chest up a little bit, and then passive, and then active. And if you really wanted to make it even more challenging, what you can do is shift over to one side, take a foot off the ground, bring it back in, shift over to the other side, take a foot off the ground, and mess around with that. It's just going to increase the intensity a little bit, increase your range of motion, your control. But just sitting here and focusing on maintaining the arches in your feet and keeping the knees out in line with the feet is fantastic. Right? What you want to avoid is the old foot turn out, knees in business. I struggle to do that. All right, we're going back to our tabletop. 3, 2, 1. So back on the hands and feet, pushing those hips up to the ceiling and keeping the shoulders pulled apart. Opening the shoulders, opening up the hips. Just breathe. I'm gonna see if we can just keep the hips open the whole time here. Keep pushing into the floor with the feet and with the hands. All right, we're opening the shoulders and the hips, counteracting the 21st century human posture. Not natural when we stare at screens all day, drop our head to our computers or whatever. 20 seconds left. Keep squeezing the butt, keep pressing into the floor with the shoulders. You can go side to side a little bit and get some more reps up and down. Next, we're going back to our Shin Box. So sitting on the floor, you could be surprised at how many people find that really challenging. 3, 2, 1. All right, so one heel is in the crotch, one heel is lined up with your butt cheek on the outside, and you're sitting tall. And if you want more, you can hinge over to that bent knee on the heel to butt side. The other side shouldn't feel like a whole lot. Or you can just stay upright, and even just closing up that hip is good. If you want, you could shift. You could go back and forth. That's 30, so you could switch sides. But you could go back and forth here. And you can do it without using your hands as well. Shit is going to build good control, body awareness, all the above. 15 seconds. Another 10 seconds, we're going to our hang, second round. We're flying through this. 3, 2, 1. Back on the bar or the beam or the tree branch. Wherever you hang. Just focus on breathing. Long, deep inhales and exhales through the nose. Once again, if you need to keep your feet on the ground and push the chest through to open up, that is also a great option. But if you want to get a little bit of weight in the hands, work on the grip strength, feel free to fully dead hang. And that's 30 seconds. Still focusing on arms in line with the body or head and chest through the arms. And breathe. Long, deep breaths. 20 seconds left. We're going upward to downward dog next, and that'll be halfway through. 10 seconds. You do this once a week, the body will feel fantastic. You can do it more if you need. 3, 2, 1. Back to up and down dog. Once again, you can start in that plank. Send the hips up and back. Pedal out the feet. Try to put the heels down on the floor. Get the hamstrings stretched. And then back to the upward dog. Top of the feet down. Chest open. Push away. Squeeze that butt in the upward dog. And then just keep cycling. Reverse that. Drop the knees, flip the feet, push up, squeeze the butt. Shoulders open. Halfway. This will be the end of the second round. Back to our paleo squat in 15 seconds. 10.
Life pulled us apart, left me talking to the dark.
All right, round 3. Back to the paleo squat. So we should have a good idea of which of these positions work easily for us and which ones we need to fight for. If you're feeling pretty good, just maintain those. If you need a little bit more, just try to increase the intensity a little bit or increase the amount that you're working. Right, so I can be passive in this position and get some benefit, depending on who I am, obviously. Or if I wanted more benefit, I drive the elbows in, pull the chest up, and work on that position, maybe even just cycling it. But there's always a higher option if you need more. I think a lot of us, this is probably a pretty good challenge for 4 sets of 1 minute, and if so, fantastic. All right, tabletop is in 10. You like active recovery days, don't you? Get down on the floor a lot. All right, tabletop, 3, 2, 1. Back onto the hands and feet, shoving those hips up. Once again, you can hold or cycle hips down and up, which is just gonna give you a little bit more, call it control of the hip extension. Whereas I like holding because it tests my focus. You can notice when you unsqueeze the butt or when you leave it a little bit and how fast, how quickly can you come back? Can you recognize that I'm not squeezing anymore and squeeze? The butt should be burning a little bit, should feel a little bit of a pump happening. Make sure it's both sides. If you want to make this harder, you could always stick out a leg. Just making sure the hips are staying nice and straight. One straight line. Keep pushing them up. Keep counteracting those chairs we spend so much time in. All right, back to the Shin Box. 3, 2, 1. Table. Stop it. You, Doug. Definitely need a dog for active recovery day so they can, punch you in the crotch. Thanks, doggy. You are cute. And active recovery days are easier to pet you, but you did just punch me in my crotch. You're so cute.
Hey, babe, what you drinking? 2 shots, let's pour it out. I know what you're thinking.
Hey, don't you bite me. Push this dog and she bites you. That's 30 if you're doing half and half. I'm doing more on the other side, so don't necessarily follow me unless you want to do that same thing. I am tighter with my left leg out in front here for sure. I'm going to switch that again, and then we are going to our hang in 10. All right, third hang. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, you can mix it up with the grip if you want. I'm going to go chin up grip here or palms facing back. But you can do any kind of grip. You'll notice if you haven't done this one before and you do, it's probably a little bit tighter through the biceps, shoulders. Probably just means we need to do this one more. Right, if you're finding extra tension there, there's probably more benefit to be had. Right, if you think about in general the things that you are weakest at or tightest with or have the least capacity with, those are the biggest areas of improvement. That's where the most bang for buck can be had. You can put in the least amount of time and get the most results from. If you work on the things that you are best at, there is far less room for improvement and you're going to put in more work to get less results. Right, if you think about the 80-20 principle, I'm going to keep talking about that. All right, upward dog, downward dog. So back to the push-up position. Go ahead, hips up and then hips forward and down. Right, if you think about the 80-20 principle or Pareto's principle, the work required to get the first 80% of any goal or any task takes 20% of the work. And then the last 20% of the goal takes 80% of the work. So just think, if you've got an area of weakness, be it like a strength weakness or mobility weakness or whatever, then you're going to be able to get a lot of bang for buck with a little bit of work, right? Until you get to a place where you have 80% of the capacity, right? You're pretty good at that thing already. Getting there is pretty easy. Getting past there is hard, right? Getting that last 20% is 80% of the work. You know, becoming a professional at something is all the work at the end. But all right, we are back to our paleo squat, last round. But continuing on that topic, you know, if we're going through this and you notice that one of these is far harder than the others, then, you know, do 2 minutes of that one. You know, sub out the one that you're really good at. And that goes for everything. You know, if you're going through your workouts or your life and you have the choice between putting some time into something that you're really good at or something that you're bad at, if the goal is well-roundedness, obviously if you've got a specific business or a specific goal, like, get really good at that thing. You know, become the best in the world at that one thing. I'm not saying don't do that. But when it comes to, you know, physical capacity, general fitness, attack your weaknesses, right? Attack those areas of opportunity, because the bang for buck that you can get from those places, those movements, those exercises it far outweighs the ones that you're already good at. All right, we're going tabletop. 3, 2, 1, back on the hands and feet, and hips are coming up. So obviously this is not one of those channels where, you know, the title says no talking, no repeats. I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to talk movement. We're going to talk philosophy. So this is not one of those places where you kind of just turn on your music and watch the smiling, happy, dancy fitness person on the video. A little bit more than that. Right? We're here together to make progress. I'll share what I know, and hopefully we'll do it together. This is helpful, dog. This is a tabletop. You're putting the thing on the tabletop, aren't you? You missed us yesterday. 20 seconds. Wait, go get it. Go get it. Go get your toy. Where'd it go? 10 seconds. Shin Box is next. This is our last round. Butt's burning a little bit. All right. Last Shin Box. 3, 2, 1. Get a little bit of rocking here. I'm going to do a little bit of forwards, backwards. Maybe a few reps per side. Oh, that side's so much tighter. You can switch, or you can stay on one side. As I've said before, try to identify where the tension is, where your weaknesses are, and spend more time on those things. Right? It applies to your life as well. If there's a skill that you are weak at, whether it's communicating with your family, whether it's time management, whether it's whatever it is, do that thing. Right? Don't neglect it, or outsource it if you can. Right? There's another, maybe better way to do it. Outsource it so you don't even have to do it. So you can spend time on the things that you're good at that, you know, you can add value with. All right, last hang. We are almost done there, team. You should feel pretty good here. And go ahead, last hang. Yeah, the body should be starting to feel pretty loose, you know, warm enough that if you decided you want to go do a workout right now, you could feel pretty good doing it. But at the same time, not beat up. Right, you're not feeling crushed. You're feeling warm, but like pretty good. You know, the body's feeling loose, feeling a little bit less stiff, a little younger maybe. That's the goal of the active recovery session. Because every other day of the week, we're going to push the intensity a little bit more with a different workout. 20 seconds on the hang. Get that chest through, arms through, or head and chest through, excuse me. Keep breathing. 10 seconds. We're going to our last upward to downward dog cycle here. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Last one. What am I? Downward dog. Flip the feet. Press up. Upward dog. Cycle this for the minute. And then we're done. And you could always take this as a warm-up. You know, say you missed a workout this week and you're going to take this day as a workout day. You could use this as your prep, your warm-up for it. You could use this any day as a warm-up if you've got extra time. Great way to make the body feel a little better for the workout, but also for afterwards. Right? If you can do this consistency, you can build that flexibility and mobility permanently, as opposed to just the benefits that we'll see today. 3, 2, 1. And there it is. Fantastic work. You know, this is the type of thing that a lot of guys who train skip because it's boring, it's not sexy. But the benefit that you get from this, right? I'm not dripping sweat. The benefit you get from this helps each one of those other workouts. So if you want to train consistently with intensity, take care of your body. Hit the thumbs up button and join us tomorrow.